Welcome to the Alamogordo, New Mexico Small Business Development Center's online module series for starting your business. This is Module 3, Feasibility. At the end of this mini session, you will understand the process to go through to determine if an idea is feasible and learn about business funding options. Idea or plan. There is a process to evaluate your idea. Most potential small business owners will come into the SBDC with an idea for a business. However, an idea is not a business plan. Perhaps you know a little bit about something. You might have an opinion or an unformed or indefinite concept. The next step is to take that into a feasibility. Perhaps you have a great idea. So how important is the right idea? The idea is important, but inspiration and execution are more important. This is from a Dan Simon interview with Jenny Enterprise from Forbes 2014. In it, they say that there are 3 components to implementing a successful idea: the strength of the idea itself, inspiring others to buy into it, and executing the idea. Ultimately, you need a little bit of all 3, but the underlying idea is actually the least important piece. You can have the strongest idea in the world, but it's meaningless without meticulous execution and people who are motivated by the mission and want to be part of it. There are 3 essential pieces of your business concept to understand before you open your business. A feasibility analysis is a grouping of information that estimates market needs, customer revenues, the cost to deliver that, and then compares that to your financial needs. Let's look at that a little bit closer. The feasibility process could be short or long depending upon the complexity of your business. You are trying to determine if income will exceed expenses and by how much. The first step is to define your business idea. You're no longer working with an idea, so you need to be very specific. In this, we want to describe, what do you sell? Is it a product? Is it a service? Is it both? And be very specific. Next, how is your product or service unique? What makes you different? Third, businesses solve problems. What problem are you solving for your customers? Remember, problems equals needs. Needs equals a market. Market equals a business opportunity. If there's no market, there's no need for your business. There must be a need for your business to exist. Is there an identifiable market for your business? There are different types of factors to look into when deciding whether there's a market for your business. The first one is there a strong market or weak market? A strong market is a market where buyers outnumber sellers, so there is demand. A weak market is one where sellers outnumber buyers. A weak market is much more difficult to gain customers. Next, a need versus a want. If your business serves a need, then people will seek it out, such as a plumber. If your business is a want, and the economy has difficulties, or consumers' budgets tighten, people will spend less on wants, such as an art gallery. Next, you need to look at trends. Is your business experiencing favorable trends or unfavorable trends? Favorable trends means that the demand is expected to increase in the near future. Unfavorable trends means it's showing signs of decreasing. You need to know that you're not entering into a business that's actually on its way out. And lastly, can you identify entry points into that market? Some markets are difficult to enter. Perhaps the cost to enter is very high. Or perhaps there are certain relationships in the area that are already tied up and it will be difficult to get work or attract new customers. You want to make sure that you can successfully enter that market. The next step is to determine the demand for your idea. What do you need to research? What do you need to know more about before you start? Remember, all of this research happens before you start your business. Research will help you refine your business concept, estimate demand, identify a target market, establish a brand name, logo, and positioning. And as you research your business idea, you'll get more familiar about how that business operates and some of the factors that will lead to success. Many small business owners have never done research before. So you might be wondering, how do I perform market research? You can do a lot of it yourself, and it includes just asking customers questions. You can recruit your own focus group, conduct interviews, do some mystery shopping. You can do some surveys generated online through Zoomerang or SurveyMonkey. You can perform qualitative research on gutcheckit.com or develop some product retail research from Byerly.com and other types of online data. You can also get market research from your Small Business Development Center. You can visit sbdcnet.org, which is this page here. You'll have access to some of the information on the main page. However, your Small Business Development Center counselor can request a customized research report that will have information about trends, industry news, sample business plans, and other helpful information. In addition to the SBDC customized report, you may also be able to get an IBIS World Industry Report from your SBDC. In that research report, it'll have additional information about key success factors, supply chains, etc. So just remember, research is very important. You need to know who your customers will likely be, and you need to have some proof behind it. You want to know who buys what you're selling, and you also, again, need to have some proof behind it. You want to review and test your assumptions. You want to test them now ahead of time because it'll save you time, energy, and money. So once you have done your research, you can start gathering the list of startup expenses. Startup expenses are all of the costs you will incur before you're even open for business. They could be insurance fees, legal costs, rental, equipment purchases, remodel work, etc. Think of everything and anticipate having a contingency fund because unexpected costs always arise. In addition to pre-opening costs, you will also need to start developing an estimate for sales every month, as well as expenses. Although sales estimates will be a guess, they should be a best guess based on the research you have done. For example, if you were opening a coffee shop, you could estimate the number of cups of coffee you would sell each hour, how much they would charge, etc. And although expenses vary business to business, you should also be able to identify some expenses for your business as well. Whenever you're looking at planning for your expenses and your income, be conservative. And in this, you want to know the amount of money that you'll have to have in sales to break even. You also want to know how much you have to have in sales to make the target income that you are expecting. Your Small Business Development Center can assist you in putting together an income projection spreadsheet that will show all of your estimated sales and expenses. You can then see your estimated profit and see if your business makes the money you were expecting. This also helps the business concept seem real. It's not just an idea anymore. It's numbers, dollars and cents, income and expenses. So let's switch gears. On the next few slides, we're going to be discussing funding for your business. 100% financing is not likely. You're going to be expected to provide financing for your business. In other words, however much money you calculated that it was going to cost to start up, you're going to be expected to put at least 20% of that total into the business yourself. So personal funds and a personal guarantee is likely. Government grants are unlikely. You can visit grants.gov if you would like, and you can explore some of the grants that are available for businesses, nonprofits, etc. However, many grants are very complicated. Know that credit history and score is important. And there's programs from the Small Business Administration that provide a lender guarantee option, but not down payment assistance. So that 20 to 25% will still be a requirement. Remember to be prepared before you meet with your banker or a potential investor. They will usually require a business plan. And you want to have all of the questions hashed out beforehand. And you can usually do that with your Small Business Development Center counselor. In addition to your personal savings, you may look to your families and friends or seek vendor credit, loans from a bank, investor equity, loans from alternative or nonprofit lenders such as West.org, theloanfund.org, or accionnewmexico.org. You might look into an angel foundation such as nmangels.com. However, they also have very strict funding criteria, so you'll want to review that beforehand. Some business owners have received money through crowdfunding platforms such as Indiegogo or Kickstarter. However, some of those newness have worn off, and it's very difficult to get a successful campaign off on some of those platforms. The New Mexico Division of Vocational Rehab also has a disabled startup grant in which they do provide some startup funding for those that are disabled. So if that's something that you might qualify, you might want to look into that. And also use your Small Business Development Center as a resource for that. Our caveat is don't pay money for promises of getting money. And remember, if it sounds too good to be true, then it is. So we've come to a feasibility checkpoint. In addition to the money, if your idea is feasible, you should be able to answer yes to the following questions. 1, the business is the right type for me. In other words, you're going to like to do the types of activities that are going to be required for that business. Secondly, this is the right time to start a business. And it might be the right time as far as the economy or the right time personally. Third, I think I can make enough money to sustain this venture. Fourth, I have enough capital to start. And fifth, I am able to devote the next few years to my business. We've reached the end of this module. The passcode for a certificate is small business. Thank you for watching and proceed to the next module.